Hey, this is Emily at Oyssey Inflatable Kayaks, and in this video we're going to take a look at the amazing Odyssey Tandem Inflatable Kayak from Jaspara. This kayak is awesome. It's rigid, it's fast, it's stable, it's got it all. We'll take a look at the details so we can figure out if this is going to be the right kayak for you. So the Odyssey Tandem is made out of full drop stitch. That means both the side walls and the floor are drop stitch. Drop stitch basically means that the chamber is stitched top to bottom all the way through. So you can inflate it to quite high pressure. This takes 10 psi, this kayak, and it will go quite rigid. This is what they make inflatable stand-up paddleboards out of. So if you can imagine the rigidity required for to have a flat board with someone's weight all on one point, that's the kind of rigidity we're talking about. And you can see it here with Lee and I in it paddling. There is absolutely no dip in the kayak here. It's rigid as. Now, there are a few like this on the market. I call them canoe style full drop stitch kayaks because they kind of have that canoe shape about them. However, we've had a lot of frustration with the existing ones on the market. They've all got this plastic keel for the bow and the stern. And the problem, I don't know if you've spotted it yet, the problem is that they don't go in the water, right? Now, this style of kayak, by its nature, has high sides, and so it is quite wind affected. You can imagine, this sort of level above the water, if a wind started blowing, you would just get blown. These keels need to be in the water to help you go straight even when you're being blown. Now, you'll always be sort of pushed a bit with the wind, but we want to be able to hold our line. So what we've got here is what we call the drop stitch keel in the bow and in the stern. And you can see how it doesn't just sort of stay level with the hull of the kayak, with the base of the kayak. It goes down into the water. It's really obvious here. In fact, if you prop this kayak upright, it literally falls to one side. That's how much these drop stitch keels sort of go down and into the water. So you can see it in this picture, that bow keel is in the water and the stern keel is in the water. Even with me in the tandem, and I'm pretty lightweight, bow keel in the water, stern keel in the water. And the result is spectacular. I mean, look at the tracking on this. It just goes so straight. And I want to be crystal clear, there is no fin in the hull of this kayak in this footage. We do actually provide a fin box so that you can put in a propeller, but it does not need it. Even as solo, it's just magnificent. Wait for there's a chest shot here. Look at this. Look at how straight it's going. Like just the most subtle waggle in this kayak. It's unbelievable. The performance is just astonishing. Beautiful, beautiful experience. Now, I just want to point out, there is me being solo in that kayak, and you totally can go solo in this kayak. So we've provided solo foot peg positionings and solo seat positionings, but it's quite a heavy kayak. 20.3 kilograms. I'm making it look easy. It's not easy. So 20.3 kilograms is what you would be lifting in the tandem configuration. Kayak, foot pegs, deck lifts, seats, just so you're aware. It'll be slightly less if there's only one set of foot pegs and only one seat, but you still need to be reasonably strong to go solo in this kayak. Now, in terms of use, this kayak is huge, right? So if you want to go camping, plenty of room for gear. If you want to go fishing, plenty of room for gear, and you can stick, we've got some adhesive mounts from Railblazer if you want to put rod holders in. It's super stable, so we've made it a bit wider. You'll see that in a minute, so that you can do this stuff. Plenty of room for dogs, plenty of room for kids, right? Huge, huge kayak. You can see the foot pegs here. So I really love foot support when I'm paddling. I love to be able to brace my feet and rotate my whole body so that it's not just my arms and shoulders doing the work, it's the whole body, including my legs, doing the work. You can, however, leave the foot pegs out if you're throwing in dogs and kids and whatnot. You can also detach the rear seat straps. The straps at the back of the seat are just to hold it up whilst you get in the kayak. They don't need to be there. We've popped in internal handles. There's nothing more annoying than not being able to pick a kayak up by yourself when you need to. And they are nicely balanced to be in the middle of in the center of gravity of the kayak. So you've got your foot support there. And look at this seat support. Now, there's a couple of things to note. First of all, the D-rings are very high on the kayak. It makes a huge difference to your back support if they're high. If they're down low or they're on the floor, it just doesn't work so well with the lumbar support. You've got 2 adjustment points to get that angle right so that you do have good lumbar support. We want you to be able to go out for a long trip if that's what you want in this kayak. We've shopped around and tried a lot of seats, and we've ended up with this seat, but we have got extra thickness in the stiffening support in the back so that there's no sagging or bending in the seat. And we got a detachable cushion on the base here. So if, for example, your dog was jumping in and out, or your kids were jumping in and out, you're getting a bit of water, this will take you up out of the water. The second thing it does is get you going, your paddle going over the sidewalls a little easier. So the paddling motion is really nice with the cushion in. However, if you want stability, it's actually more stable with the cushion out. So this way you've got the choice. Now it looks like this seat is kind of skinny at the base. It's not. It's just a wider kayak than similar versions on the market. Like I said, we really wanted to open it up so that you could take your dogs, go fishing, do all that fun stuff. And it's made a huge difference to the stability. So just a heads up that the other kayaks, the other similar kayaks in the market, I would not recommend dogs, fishing, kids, that sort of thing. These D-rings here are for your paddle leash, just a little clip in the middle, and that way you're not worried about dropping your paddle. Now, like I said, very big, lots of room, really stable. Absolutely love this kayak. We have given you here a fin box. Like I said, it's not actually because it needs a fin, it's so you can clip in a propeller. We've had so many customers that just want to go boating and have a bit of fun, and the propellers all come with a SUP fin box. All the fin box propellers are suitable with a SUP fin box, so it's pretty easy. In terms of durability, they use really high quality drop stitch. They have reinforcements on the bow and stern keel because these stick down into the water. They're the bit that's going to get up, hitting the beach and whatnot. So they put some really tough reinforcements there. And wherever they've used the PVC, it's PVC tarpaulin, which is actually a triple layer. You've got PVC on either side, and then you've got a fabric in the middle, which stops the PVC stretching, makes it thicker, and whatever might scrape the outer layer of PVC kind of gets stopped on that ripstop layer. It's very effective. Now, in terms of setup, it really doesn't get much simpler, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily easy if you're using the hand pump that comes with the kayak. So it's always good to have a hand pump in case you need it for whatever reason. But I would definitely be investing in an electric pump for this kayak. It's 3 chambers. They're all the same valve type. They're all the same pressure. So you can just go bang, bang, bang across the 3. But they're huge chambers and they're 10 PSI each. So it's a lot of pumping with a hand pump. The foot pegs are optional. The deck lifts here, technically speaking, are optional, although any water that lands on the deck is going to roll straight into your kayak if you don't use them. And then you've got 2 seats. Rear clips are actually optional. Make sure first time you do it, you cinch those seat straps right up so that you're as far forward in the kayak as you can be. But really, very simple setup. Just make sure you get yourself an electric pump. This is the team. So these guys really care about what they're doing. We've seen them work. They're meticulous with things like the gluing and how they go around those D-rings like with such care and precision. It's really very impressive. And we spent a lot of time getting the balance right across the Jaspara range of kayaks, making sure that you are nicely forwards in the kayak so that your bow is in the water and so that you can pick it up without it tipping one way or another. These guys are pretty cool. At the factory, they inflate everything and leave it for 7 days. So we can guarantee that when you receive a kayak, it is completely functional and holding pressure really well. So all up, a really, really impressive kayak. I'm a huge fan of the Odyssey Tandem. If you have any questions about the Odyssey Tandem Inflatable Kayak by Jaspara, please get in touch. This is Emily at Oz Inflatable Kayaks.